Hey everybody, good evening. This is Lisa Loring, checking to make sure everything is going. I told you we'd do a reading in my mom's garden. My parents have beautiful, lovely gardens behind me. So yeah, we're outside, catching the last of the day. It started off murky, but you never know in New England. It might start out murky and be the most beautiful day ever. How was everybody's day? Kept thinking of the Two of Pentacles card that came up. And that precariousness, like, how edgy did it feel today? He was balanced on that edge, balancing a ball. Did you feel like you were on performance today, or could you balance out being with it, being invested in what was going on, engaged, being with your heart? Like, it felt on it like might have felt like some big challenges to being in your heart. And what were the challenges? That's what I'm thinking. Definitely a mind game. And a lot of that Two of Pentacles can be about a mind game, juggling things back and forth. It's not a swords, but remember I was thinking that felt like a lot of water. And that for some reason for me, so it might have been balancing out emotions and how the emotions affect your thoughts, and really like working with that. It might have felt a little yeah, feeling that edge as we work through the day. For me, that actually started, and I spoke to it a lot when I was talking about some of my process about traveling. That occurred for me most intensely, I should say, over the weekend. So I still have some of that going on today, but not to the degree that I worked with over the weekend. But that's, I've spoken to it before. Sometimes I often feel those energies coming in earlier than when they're actually hitting. That also had to do a lot with the 29th degree. My Venus is at 29 degree Pisces, which is like the last degree of the zodiac. So anything at a 29 for me is intense for everybody, for sure. And Mars was at 29, squaring Jupiter at 29. So Mars is at 29 Leo, squaring Jupiter at 29 Aquarius, because it's actually ingressed back into Aquarius. Still in retrograde until, I think, the end of November. Ooh. Oh, one of the cards already jumped out. And I'm using the Crystal Visions Tarot, Jennifer Galasso, today. So Six of Cups. I feel like I saw this coming up at the bottom of the deck. I can't remember, maybe sometime last week. And so I don't know that we'll keep it out. I feel like we need to keep this one out. I wasn't sure if I was going to, but the Six of Cups can be that energy of looking back. And and the reason I'm going to keep this is because of one of the scripture readings I worked with this morning was about the story about Lot and his wife having to leave, and Lot's wife turning back and turning into a pillar of salt. So if we look back, and the way this might be coming up, that if we're looking back and we're constantly, instead of looking where we are currently, looking at our current skill set, looking at how far we've come. If looking back is fine if we're looking back and we're looking at how far we've come, and and really celebrating the journey. But if we're looking back with regret, and we're looking back in a way that is basically paralyzing us, because we look back at things and we don't move forward, and we keep second guessing our decisions instead of listening to our heart and where we are in current reality, and looking at the reality of what's really going on in front of us. Not be, like I said yesterday, like I was, I'm not being held hostage in my house by, like, we can do whatever we want. We're free people. And, but oftentimes we get in those looping thoughts. There's that Two of Pentacles energy of not moving forward, and constantly in that second guessing, because we're constantly looking behind us. And I'll often say, driving with our head, instead of driving with our eyes out the windshield, we're driving looking in the rear view mirror, or driving with our eyes behind us. you're not going to make, that's not a recipe for success in either completing the journey or moving very far. And you're certainly going to, hurt a lot of people in the doing, right? So we're going to keep that card. That energy is definitely afoot. Maybe more of what today was about. So we'll pull some cards, see what else comes out for this reading, which is not for the reading the energy of today, which was Wednesday, but for Thursday. This reading will be for Thursday, July 29th. Oh, so speaking of the 29 energy, I didn't even think of that, but there we are. Nice stuff on my teeth. Do I? No, I guess not. Sorry. I just teeth checked in my video. That's hilarious. Where's my sister? My sister actually was just here. She just left. I had spinach. I love spinach. All right, so what's the energy? And there was that part, that levity. I brought that up in yesterday's reading too. That levity, like the best thing to do is just to, treat everything with levity. Like come out of that, like, oh my God, that like, mournful look behind instead. And I brought that up too, like, oh, love is everything. Instead of like casting this like mournful, like drama kind of thing, look at where you've been and look at it with levity. That's the best way to move forward and to continue being light in our behavior and lightening up on ourselves, lightening up on ourselves, lightening up on the judgment. There's a looping thought. Anyway, so Thursday, July 29th. 2 and 9 is 11. It's always 29 is always the final degree of any zodiac sign. And but it's also becoming. It's a 2 and 9 equals 11, which is again that Gemini that came up in the Lovers. Like we're actually moving through a doorway that makes a doorway, right? The glyph of Gemini is a doorway. So we're becoming something else. We can't become something else if we're constantly looking into the past. You can look into the past, like I said, just don't look back with regret. Look back and celebrate how far you've come and where you're going, and be grateful for where you're going. Be grateful for the skills that you've cultivated and all of the experiences, because they've made you who you are. And that might be hard to hear, especially if you're having a tough time right now. I get that. I totally get it. This time last year, I was on my knees. Sometimes I still get bowled over, but only if I look back with regret. I have to celebrate and love everything that my life has given me, because there are things that I want in my life going forward, and they will not come to me in the way and the beauty that I want them to be. We all want beautiful lives, right? Cultivate the beauty right now. Celebrate your life right now. All right. What are the messages for Thursday, July 29th? And I am outside, so I am whacking some mosquitoes. Oh yeah, there's bug spray over here. No, I'm all right, Dad. Thanks. My father's so sweet. He's giving me bug spray. Botanicals. DEET free. Spray it on my face. Why not? Because that's where they're going to get me. They're going to get me in my face. Thanks, Dad. All right. Thursday, July 29th. Almost the end of July. One card is sticking out here. I'm going to go ahead and take it. 4 of Cups. So again, still that kind of dreaminess. Oh, thanks, Dad. Just turned on some beautiful lights. Some that dreaminess. And then this is a very dreamy card. Usually in a 4 of Cups card, you're seeing somebody who is, and she is actively, in the background there are 3 cups that she's not looking at. She's looking at something. She's fixated on one particular kind of cup. We'll see what other kinds of this, we have 2 water, this is a very watery deck in general, but we have 2 cups cards that have come out, and both with a crescent moon in the background. Usually a 4 of Cups is like, you're meditating and you're focused on one thing, and you're refusing the other things that are behind you. But in reality, there are empty cups. So maybe it's usually they're empty. So why would I even bother looking at them? I'm going to look at this cup that's full. Well, maybe this cup has given you everything that it possibly can give you. And that has a lot to, this looking behind thing. Maybe this cup has given you, there isn't anything more that one particular cup that you continue to fixate on is going to give you. And these three cups behind are open and are ready for opportunity. And there are three lily pads down there. So perhaps if you turned around and you saw those cups, you could have 4 full cups full of lily pads instead of just like focusing on one thing, which would be the past. If you just can sit there and dream about the past, dream about the past, dream about the past, and you're going to miss some opportunities. Like I said, you have 3 cups there that could get lily pads in them, because she's got 3 lily pads that are ready to be plucked up and would, frankly, I think they would float right to her if she just took the time to. And this goes back to what I was saying: a watched pot never boils. If she continues to focus on that one cup, it's not going to give her any more than what it's giving her. But instead, if she turns around and kind of checks out these other 3 cups, see what they have to offer, she would have a complete set of 4. That'd be nice. And then you're kind of getting a 4 of Wands vibe, which is a nice, sturdy, she's setting herself up really nice. But she's not really looking at what's on offer. So don't just focus on things happening in one particular way. Be willing to let them cultivate and breathe and have their own life. Okay, another card popping out. Now it came out, and then I picked it up, and it was in the reverse. So 8 of Pentacles in reverse. This is coming up to be again something that has been overworked. There's nothing, you're actually bored of the situation and you're ready to move on. And we're going to pull one more there in the Empress. But then we have the Empress energy. We've not gotten this card in this deck yet before, and she is glorious. There are butterflies there. She is, this is somebody who has moved forward. She's got new life growing within her, new life growing above her. Butterflies also in the foreground there, right above her, to also indicate that a transformation. She's so abundant. And she's got a heart hanging from her scepter, and she is so sure of herself. She's got a star at her crown, that her hopes, her wishes, and her dreams are going to transform into exactly what she wants. She's going to walk on that water. She didn't even care. She's so confident. And this is the kind of confidence, and she's moving forward. She's moving away from this other energy. All right, I'm going to angle the camera down so we can look at these cards in total. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the World. Oh yeah, so again, you can't get more, moving forward than that. We have Strength cards. So there's 3 major arcana, and the King of Wands and the 8 of Cups. So, yeah, you can't get more. Wow. Wow, you can't get more if just go with higher power, go with God. Go with, whatever is bigger than you to help carry you forward. So I'm going to actually turn the camera here a little bit. Okay, so, we have the 6 of Cups that came out. This is the energy, and coming out with the 4 of Cups close next to it, and then the 8 of Pentacles. We've done really well with this situation. We have got all the skills. We're so done, and I can never be more emphatic enough in this particular deck. This woman is dressed in tatters. The 9 of Pentacles has a woman who's dressed to the nines. Ha, there's the 9, right? This woman is dressed in her outfit is totally torn. She's got that Cinderella vibe. But, we aren't in a Cinderella vibe. We're not waiting for some Prince Charming to come in. We're our own Prince Charming. And I don't care whether you're a man or a woman who's listening to this. Again, I keep reiterating, we have both masculine and feminine energies in us. And to bring balance to that is, and to work with both of those energies is so crucial, and that's the way to live in a balanced life. And an 8 of Pentacles, you come to that point where you make a decision and you've made a commitment to something for so long that like I said, whatever cup that you're looking at, it's already given you everything it can possibly give you. It's, you've got to start pulling in these other things that you do know how to do, these other ways of being. Cultivate other emotions. You can't, being in just sadness and regret, which is this, which is, I'm just picking up really strongly from this, and because of the other influences and resources that I, was reading, like I said, a scripture thing and that story of Lot and his wife. This is the kind of stuff where she's just going to be sitting there. We've got to tap into we have a larger emotional uh, scope. We have a larger emotional scope than just this kind of, weepy, looking and regretful. We have more. There is joy. There is joy. And we are done being in this kind of energy. And that's what this Eight of Pentacles. We are done being in this kind of energy. We don't want this anymore. This weepiness. We want to move on into this kind of abundance, into this kind of fruitfulness. This is what we're calling into our life. And I'm glad, because it may, and there may be something that comes to you that is some kind of news or whatever that helps you realize this is no longer working for you. This way of being is actually draining your spiritual energy, and you're going to move out. It's not serving you whatsoever. We have to treat ourselves as royalty. We have to see our own worth. And be willing to cultivate that within ourselves in order to, have the world at our feet. And that's the biggest lotus of all that we see in this spread, right? She's actually, the butterflies are actually just swirling around her. So you take the butterflies that are kind of, fluttering here. Now they're organized. We've organized that. I see she has a cross at her throat. So again, cultivating our spirituality from within, cultivating the spirituality of our hearts, going in within and listening to that divine message of our own soul source. She's in a meditative pose. Maybe your meditation starts out like this, but we move into this by the end of the day. We have the strength to do it. There's the Sun card. The Strength card. This is the card of Leo. We are in Leo season, and that Archangel Ariel will show up in the Strength card. I talked about this card last night. This is the card of strength, and we have the strength and the fortitude to move forward. And we're not going to overdo it. Archangel Ariel is definitely in the house. This is a very grounded kind of energy with all of this meditative, even though she's going to walk on those, she's going to pick up and be able to walk and float on her emotions, to use her emotions to, to come to that center, to work with them and not let herself get ruffled. King of Wands is also here. We're doing this and he also has a lion with him. We're doing this in the most healing and creative, high royalty kind of way possible. Eight of Cups is here, so we're walking away from things that do not fill us spiritually, do not fill our emotions. We're definitely walking away from that energy. And then again, it's another 8. It's another 8. Hermit is here as well, and the Hermit has continued to come up. This Hermit card, meditation, being still, coming into those quiet places, even for only small 5-minute pockets throughout the day, can make all the world of difference in order for you to change this emotional landscape into this emotional landscape. All right, final card is going to be from the Animal Spirit deck from the Wild Unknown, Kim Kranz. Love this deck. Love this deck. Haven't read from it from a while for you guys, but I'm psyched to do it. Psyched to do it. All right, all right, all right. What do we have? What is the Animal Spirit card for us for tomorrow, Thursday, July 29th? So yeah, the intensity is going to continue through. That we started with today. It'll continue through tomorrow for many of us. Some of us may have already passed through it. I know, like I said, the big intensity came up, but then I've had pockets of it coming up. But again, pockets of coming in. No, I'm not diving into that emotion. I'm not going to that emotional, abyss, or letting those old emotions that are just not even, I've already been that. I've done that. I appreciate them coming up to, be something I can review and work with, but they're not something that it's going to pull me down and keep me stuck. And that kind of energy when all of this is on offer. All right. So what's the animal spirit for all the collective consciousness, all zodiac signs? Does a commentary on this reading. Here. Here we are. The snake. Oh, again, look at it. Look at this. Like, this is like so much like the world card. And it has that, it's picking up all the lotus. This is Kundalini energy. This is the energy that comes up from the root chakra. So comes up like these lotuses from the muck, from those darker places from within to become a beautiful lotus at the surface of the water, where we, you know, we rise up from being in these lower vibration kinds of things to being the lotus, to being able to walk on the water right with on the surface of the water along with these lotuses. So the snake, be a snake. Let's see if I can find it. I know lots of us have seen that video. It's hilarious. A snake. A slithery snake. Oh my God, where is the snake? Sometimes I get, where's the water? Is it water element or air? Oh, that's sea serpent. Anyway, maybe I'm not going to read from the book. But yeah, accessing, oh no, here we go. There it is. All right, guardian of unawakened magic and creative potential. The snake is a symbol of our highest potential. It is said that Shakti, our creative life force, lies dormant in the base of our spine in the form of a coiled snake. That's that Kundalini energy I was just referring to. Regardless of whether this image rings true for you, it's well worth considering the amount of unawakened, quote unquote, or untrapped, quote unquote, potential within. What would life look like if you woke it up? How can you stir it from slumber? An experienced yoga or meditation teacher can lead the way. Make haste. The snake card appears when there is no more time to waste. I told you, we're not going to be staying in this energy. When in balance, prosperous, creative, charismatic. When out of balance, starts and stops too many things. To bring into balance, Kundalini yoga, meditation. All right, I don't make these things up. So it's basically what I was saying, you know, just continue, you know, finding pockets of quiet in order to continue to check in with yourself, especially when you get into that, you know, these lower kinds of vibrations, these lower kinds of energies, to change it up, you know, to, you know, being like, that's not me anymore. And I, you know what, I brought that up when I think it was the devil card and some other, oh, maybe like Seven of Swords energy, saying that's just not who we are anymore. You may dive into those places, but guess what? I bet you don't stay there for that long. You know better now, and you have woken up. And you're just going to continue to awaken and enliven your life on every level. The cards are here to support you. All right, guys, if you have any questions, comments, whatever, put them in the comments. Like, share, subscribe on any of the formats where I'll upload this: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, for whatever your person who you want to send it to. And remember, if you get if you're watching this, it's meant for you. If you even watch it years from now, it will be for you. The message will be the same, and that's when you're ready to hear it, because we can only, you know, the things take the time they're going to take. All right, I love you guys. Enjoy. Have a great day.